This'll be attempt 53. How many times do I have to rewind time, people? Neither of you two are taking this seriously.
I'm 100% super serious. How could you say that I'm not? Is it because I'm a mischief spirit?
No.
You think mischief spirits can't be serious? Well, you'd be right. But I am a human now, and humans are usually boring, anxiety-filled, and quite serious, so I unfortunately inherited all of that.
Now, we have an infinite amount of time to apprehend this lunatic Adair. Don't get your panties all in a bunch.
We might have an infinite amount of time, but I don't have an infinite amount of patience. Let's go over the plan one more time. We'll walk into the club and then somehow convince the vampire to go outside so he can't hurt anyone. Remember attempt 12? When he took hostages? He needs to be far away from all people.
Oh, yeah, that attempt 12 was bad. I much preferred attempt 13.
Yeah, you mean when we put a kick me sign on his back in hopes that he'd get embarrassed and just leave the club?
Please, will the both of you give me real suggestions?
I know. I'll go in and throw garlic everywhere.
Hey,
No, only vampires from the Monroe clan suffer any ill effects from garlic.
Oh, I have another idea. I'll go in and seduce him.
No, only serious suggestions from now on, goddammit.
Okay, I'll go in and seriously seduce him.
Okay, well, how about I go in and threaten him? I'm a werewolf, he's a vampire. He might get spooked and leave the club.
Can you keep your wolf under control?
Of course. You think I can't, Adair?
I think it's a risk, but fine. Go ahead, Enzo. Cull and I will wait nearby at the bar.
Yep, and we'll be your backup just in case.
Okay, let's go. Hey! You! Yeah, you, asshole!
What? Get lost.
I don't think you know what you're messing with.
Oh, I know a werewolf when I see one. But you're more flea-bitten than fearsome.
What was that?
Even your human form reeks of wet dog. Get out of my face before I call animal control.
Enzo really has an anger issue. We should probably get him a therapist.
I'll rewind time. Okay, people. This'll be attempt 54. Enzo, we're going to have to give you a sad Stormcloud sticker for your poor performance. Anything you want to say to the rest of the class?
Yeah, I messed up. I'm sorry. Let's just get this done.
Oh, can I seduce the vampire now? Or maybe the bartender?
No. You can't seduce anyone. Think of something else.
But what's the point of having a smoking hot body if I can't use it?
Yeah, she's got a point.
Cull has been a human for a grand total of 3 weeks. There's no way she's going to successfully seduce someone. It requires nuance, subtlety.
Okay, remember when you said yes to the kick me plan? I mean, I say that you give her a chance. You can rewind time. Who cares if she fails?
Fine, whatever.
There you go.
Let's go do this.
Yes, I'm going to do such a good job. You'll see.
Hey, and we'll be nearby at the bar if you need anything.
Oh, hello there, big boy.
Who are you?
I'm just a lonely human girl in desperate need of a man come with me to my hotel room so we can have a pillow fight? Or, whatever sexy things people do. Maybe make pottery together? I saw a movie where 2 people were really into that.
All right. Yeah. Lead the way.
Oh, come on! There's no way it was that easy.
Oh, our half spirit is growing up so
Now,
fast.
this is ridiculous. We're not doing this.
What? Why did you rewind time? I had him. He was going to follow me to a place without any people.
We're not doing that. We're on attempt 55. No more discussions.
I don't understand. I did such a good job, right, Enzo?
Oh, you were amazing. Just don't worry about it. Adair is just jealous.
I'm not jealous. I just didn't want Cull to be in harm's way.
Oh, really?
Okay, well, if we're not going to use the winning plan, what are we going to do?
2 hours later.
No! People don't sell Girl Scout cookies in front of a club. What's wrong with the 2 of you? We've been at this for hours. I want...
Adair.
What?
We waited so long that the vampire left the club all by himself. There he is, over there, walking to his car.
Oh, yes, let's go. Attempt 55, our lucky number.
Why is it always the stupidest solution?
Now, I like to think it's the laziest option, and we should try to do it first more often.
Whatever gets us out of this whole hellhole. Come on, let's take this scumbag down and turn him over to the authorities.
Oh, awesome. I love violence.
All right, we are live. This is Soundbooth Theater Live. Welcome everybody to the beginning of a new era. Yes, sir. All right, yes. Oh,
Hey,
finally.
there it
Jeez.
is.
Thanks, audience.
They're a
You
little,
kinda
they're a
made
little
me-
sleepy on us.
Getting-
They're
getting
messing
me
with
nervous.
us. They're messing
yeah,
with
they were
us.
messing with us. Okay, so I am joined today by the classic guests, Mr. Justin Thomas James and Miss Annie Ellicott. And also we have our new guy and extraordinary other voice actor, Ryan Reed. And
What up, everybody?
we just demonstrated for you a little skit that Shami Stovall, author of Time Marked Warlock, made for us in celebration of the pre-release of the Time Marked Warlock novel and audiobook. So those are both available now, the pre-order anyway. It'll be releasing in 2 weeks, so if you liked what you heard, you'll get more of those characters with that pre-order. So, as for our new format, I have to tell you guys, this is about us being more organized, about us making a more fun and more, I guess, viewer-friendly SBTL, less dicking around and more organization so that we can get to the point and get to some entertainment. So that was our first segment, our cold open. Our next segment is the SBTL news. So, yeah, there we go. we need that. There we go.
There it is.
There it is. All right, so, as I was saying, the Kronos Chronicles, Book 1, Time Marked Warlock by Shami Stovall, who has also joined us today. She's actually sitting in the green room. She's having a big blunt right now. Just, waiting to come out, getting the Snoop treatment. But let's talk about some news before we bring out our special author guest. So, number 1. Welcome to the new and improved SBTL. We're now on a weekly basis. So that means now we have this SBTL, the variety show, which is tonight. Next week we'll be back in the cinema where we'll be reviewing movies with Sin from the Cinema YouTube channel, the very famous Cinema YouTube channel. That's CYNEMA, if you guys are curious. And let's see, what are our movies for that day? Are Army of Darkness, Happy Death Day, and Red Heat. And these are all in celebration of different releases that are coming out this month from SBTl. The week after that, August 21st, is another variety show. And so that's how every month is going to go. We're going to have 2 variety shows per month, first and third Wednesday of the month. And then August 28th is always going to be something special that is pre-produced. It's not going to be a live SBTl. It's just going to be something that we put together lovingly. And, it's often going to be very short, but what it is going to remain a surprise until you see it. So that's our month. We're going to have first and third SBTl variety show, second cinema, fourth pre-produced awesome production. So I hope you guys will, tell your friends about our new format. Tell them, hey, it's not going to be a bunch of guys just kind of chatting anymore and then occasionally doing some narration. We actually got our shit together. Isn't that crazy? All right. So
A little.
let's
Believe
see.
it when I see it.
A little bit crazy. It's a little bit crazy. So let's see. We have several titles included in Audible's monthly deals this month. We have Dungeon Lord #1. I don't know how many of you guys out there have listened to that series, but it's one of our most popular series. And for years now, our Dungeon Lord 4 was released December 31st of 2019. So we've been waiting for more than 4 years for Book 5, and it's finally come about. So in 2 weeks, or in the next SBTl, we're going to have Hugo Huesca, the author of that series, come on and explain himself as to why he was gone for so long. Yeah, we all want to know. That's right, Hugo. You have some splaining to do, sir. But if you haven't already checked out this series, Dungeon Lord 1 is part of the Audible monthly deal. We also have Heroic Villain. Is it book 1 of Heroic Villain? I'm pretty sure it is.
I believe so, yep.
Okay, that's our second Charles Dean series. I miss working with Charles. I'm sure sometime soon we'll be doing something else with him. But for now, Heroic Villain is a 3-parter. It's about a dude who loses his wife at the very beginning of the book, and he's kind of fighting depression as he gets into this new VR video game. And instead of playing how he usually does, he decides he wants to just kind of go nuts and kill everybody instead. So go check that out. It's also in the monthly deal sale. We have Alchemy, Dragonseed, Alchemy Online Book 1. That is by James Osiris Baldwin, narrated by Mr. Justin Thomas James here. This was basically his first cinematic audio. Real close to cinematic audio. It's like this
Classic
close.
Plus.
Cinematic
Classic
Light.
Plus. Cinematic Light.
there you go.
Yeah, you can go one way or the other with that. But it was such an impressive job. I'm so I was convinced once we released that one, I was convinced that Justin was the best pick for our number 2 possible. So that's a great series. Book 1 is now in the monthly deal, but you can just skip the whole monthly deal if you want to and get the box set of books 1 through 3 for 1 credit. So
That's true.
there's that box set right there. You can pick that up on Audible for just 1 credit. And last but not least, in the monthly deal is the Chrysalis box set. So books 1 through 3 is also discounted. That is a 5-part series so far, so you get the first 3 right up front for dirt cheap, and then just keep going with books 4 and 5. Book 5, in my opinion, is the best. I narrated Chrysalis. Rhino Z is the writer. If you don't know anything about it, it's about a dude who dies and gets reincarnated as a giant ant. We also have, if you are a Chrysalis fan already and you've read through book 3, you can go to our website and you can find a free short story that narrated by Ms. Annie Ellicott here, and that is the origin story for Garalosh. If you don't know who Garalosh is, it's because you haven't read through book 3. But if you have read through book 3, you're going to want to pick this one up. So it's absolutely free. How long is it? Just about 30 minutes? It's pretty quick. I can't tell. Yeah,
Yep,
38.
there it is,
38 minutes. So, free stuff. Go pick it up. All right. JTJ.
All right, I'm going to take over the news segment for a little bit just to announce a few upcoming and new releases and individual titles. So we have a bit of a change. We had Industrial Strength Magic available on the SBT platform for the past couple months, and it just came down yesterday. So if you followed our newsletter, you were alerted to Industrial Strength Magic coming down from our platform. And now it is moving on to its new home at Audible. So Audible's going to be picking it up on August 13th. So pretty much in less than a week.
Is it in pre-order now?
No, there's no
Okay,
pre-order,
no pre-order,
unfortunately. We missed the window, but you'll be able to pick it up on the 13th. And it is a fantastic book, narrated by Steve Campbell, written by Macronomicon. They are a classic duo. And of course, they're joined by Jeff, Annie, and myself. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think you'll really like it. A lot of people have been raving about it. So I'm excited for you to hear it on Audible. And what else do we have? We have Dungeon Lord 5. Jeff already mentioned that Book 1 is a monthly deal, and Book 5 is coming. And pre-orders begin August 15th with an August 29th release date.
Guys,
So
this is
definitely
This is one of the longest audiobooks I've ever narrated, Dungeon Lord 5.
massive.
It's massive, and not only is it massive, but our sound effects team absolutely killed it. We really pulled out all the stops for Book 5 because we were so happy to get back into it. Don't miss out.
Oh, it sounds sexy. It sounds real sexy.
Oh, it is. It is sexy. Last but not least, we have Marked Warlock by Shami Stovall, and that is available for pre-order right now, releasing on Tuesday, August 20th. And you guys heard a little snippet. Was that actually from the book, or was that...
Shami wrote that just for us because she's a sweetie.
Thanks,
You
Shami.
all are the first people to hear that.
Yes.
And that's it for new releases. I got to throw it, I think, back to Jeff for events.
I don't know. Anybody else want to do some note
Very
news?
mean thoughts, which I'll listen to anything Annie Ellicott and Annie narrates is like a very sweet thought. I think that's a nice thought. It's a kind thought.
Yeah, get your shit together.
I
together,
agree with
very
that
mean
thought,
thoughts.
though. I would listen to anything Annie Ellicott narrates.
So I did narrate Time Marked Warlock, just to be clear.
She did.
Yes.
And she did an
Is
amazing
it?
job.
Oh, yeah, there you are. There you are.
Okay,
see it.
so for events, we have events coming up. As you guys should probably know, we have been doing a lot of live appearances, going to cons, going to conventions, going and doing meet and greets and doing whatever we can to just be there in person for fans to say hi to, and we sign stuff if you want. Dragon Con is Thursday, August 29th through Monday, September 2nd. And on Sunday, we're hosting the Lit RPG Ultimate Raid Party Extravaganza. It's Sunday from 7 o'clock to 9:30 p.m. in the International North-South. That is the same space as the Fantasy Gather, but this year, both parties will have twice as much space. So I think Emily said it was something like 500-person capacity, which isn't Lit RPG Under the Sea numbers, but it's still plenty, and it's actually sanctioned by Dragon Con, so we're going to have their support. We're going to be more easily findable by people who aren't so familiar with us and Lit RPG, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys there. So make sure if you're going out to Dragon Con to make it out there. And if you're not going out to Dragon Con, you're missing out on an insane party. That's really what Dragon Con is. Every year, 100,000 people get together in Atlanta and drink way too much and cosplay.
Ouch. It hurts. It hurts how much we drink.
It's so much
It's so
alcohol.
good.
But it is so good. So, we
I
also
will miss
have-
the whales, though, from the Lit RPG Under the Sea.
Yes.
I will miss
Yeah,
the
me
whales.
too.
Yes.
Me too. Whale shark? I think it was a whale shark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Manta
yeah.
rays?
That's real.
That dude, the mantas,
Manta
yeah,
rays.
hell yeah. So we also have
Yeah.
panels happening
Since
both.
speak for yourselves. Not everybody drinks way too much.
That's real. Sin was always like, I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye. I'm going to be responsible with my life.
Yeah. So we also have panels There's a Dungeon Crawler Carl panel in which Matt will be there. Matt Dinneman, of course, of the author of Dungeon Crawler Carl, if you guys didn't know. And that's going to be on Saturday at 4 p.m. in the Chastain. I guess I don't know what building the Chastain is in. I can't remember. Chastain F through G. So you guys will figure it out. It's on Saturday. By that time, you'll know.
And everything that we've mentioned, you have to have a Dragon Con badge for, correct?
Yes. Cheryl Hutchison asks, "Is this a Dragon Con tickets only event?" Unfortunately, it is. So, I mean, I guess fortunately for Dragon Con. I mean, fortunately for us, right? Because we're making the deal with them. So I'm proud to share the space there. And last but not least, nothing. No, actually, completely least.
Yeah, we have our shit really
less than
together,
everything
Jeff.
else that I said is nothing. Yeah. So, sorry. There is something.
I think we're good on that note, Jeff. I think we did hear back from him.
Oh, we did? Okay, so
Yeah.
All right, so we were waiting to hear back from Hugo, but he's definitely going to be at the next SBTl, like I said before. So 2 weeks from now, he'll be on. We'll have some other cold open, but Hugo will be here to interview and talk to you guys about what took Dungeon Lord 5 so long. So last thing, we have Author Nation. This is your last week. If you're an author, okay, this is a very specific message for a very specific part of our audience. If you're an author going to Author Nation, that is the rebranded 20 books to 50K convention that's for authors in Las Vegas. We are still looking for submissions for the basically the audio sketches that we're doing. On Tuesday night, we're doing a live performance in front of a bunch of people in Vegas, in the hotel, and we're going to need a lot of sketches. So we've asked any authors who are going to be there, hey, submit something. All we need is for it to be 3 to 7 minutes, a script, incorporate audio stuff. We're going to have a Foley artist. We're going to have at least 4 actors there ready to play parts. And the theme is the struggles of being an independent artist. So if you have a good idea, if you think that it'd be fun to write something for us to perform live in front of a bunch of people in between music and other things, then submit it to us. The link to submit can be found in a pinned post on our Facebook page. So go check us out on Facebook. You'll find it there. Only Author Nation attendees can apply. All right, that was the last but not least. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, that was a long news section, but we have a lot of news. We were stocked up. This is our first season back with an actual document telling me what the news is instead of me going, oh yeah. So you'll be getting more of that organized news every 2 weeks. Yeah. All right.
Tasty.
So, are you guys ready for our next segment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Shami, put down the blunt. Come on down to the stand.
Come on in, Shami!
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Shami Stovall, welcome to Soundbooth
She smoked the color out of her
Theater
space.
Live. Yeah.
I'm actually in the past.
She time traveled.
Yeah. Whoa.
Well,
Like a time-marked warlock.
Yeah, you got it.
A book.
Wow.
So, thank you so much, Shami, for coming. We really
Always.
appreciate it. And I have to say, I'm so very, very excited about having brought you onto the team because your writing is excellent.
Yay. I'm glad.
Yeah, your characters are so much fun. For anyone who doesn't know, Time-Marked Warlock is actually being narrated by Annie Ellicott. And she's playing all the female characters. I am only playing the main character, Adair Finch, the what do you call it? Titular character? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yes, the titular.
Titular.
Well,
The
he's not in
titular
the title, so.
Sort of.
He's the time
He
marked
is the
warlock.
time marked warlock,
Yeah.
so yeah, okay,
I
yeah.
always
Looks
thought
named after him.
titular meant something
Well, spoilers.
totally different.
Yeah, like something like this. Okay, and then Justin
HR.
plays the rest of the male characters. So also, we are working on book 2 that will be released not long after book 1 is released, and Ryan Reed is playing the rest of the male characters in book 2. Justin comes back to play Bree's dad, but Ryan Reed takes over for the rest of the cast. So, Shami, welcome. Tell us more about Time Marked Warlock, about where Time Marked Warlock came from, and what made you decide to come to us.
Well, Time Marked Warlock, I really like the concept of time loops. You know, obviously things like Groundhog's Day is very fun. I really like private investigator type stories, urban fantasy. I mean, who doesn't like the Dresden Files, you know, Iron Druid, stuff like that. Those are really fun worlds and books. I have never written an urban fantasy before, and I was really, really excited to do this one. It was a ton of fun. I set it in California because I used to work there. That's where I did all my attorney work, where I worked with PIs. So I know California really well. There's a lot of jokes about California law in there. I mean, I feel like most people probably won't understand their jokes, but if you work anywhere in the legal field, you're going to probably have a good time with that. I really like the dynamic between Adair, Finch, and Bree in the first book, where they are both helping each other. Bree just lost her mother, who was killed, and Finch lost his brother many years ago. So they have both lost somebody, so they're both getting their mojo back, if that makes any sense. I really like that kind of dynamic. I really like the trope everybody always says is the grumpy sunshine dynamic, and they epitomize that, right? In the sequel, which will be coming out shortly after the first book, because I've had these books written for like a year, just super long. We have more of those types of fun dynamics. I really, really like strong and interesting characters doing lots of fun stuff. These books are definitely like a fun adventure. So really, really stoked. I've heard lots of great things about Soundbooth Theater. My husband's favorite book series are Dungeon Crawler Carl. So, you know, I was really interested in working with you guys because you do such a great job. And even just hanging out in the back room, watching you guys do all your work, I'm like, wow, what a great group of people. They look like they're passionate about what they're doing. And that's what I really like, is working with people who are super, super passionate. So I'm really, really glad that my books are in your guys' hands. So I've got my hands ready for the clapping when it releases already. I'm prepared to clap.
Excellent. So Annie,
Yes.
you're here too. You'll be part of this interview.
Oh, sweet. I feel special.
What's it been like narrating Time Marked Warlock?
Oh, it's been so fun. It's so fun. I love this series. I've really enjoyed it. Yeah. I want to keep doing it. I want to do it forever. Never stop. Never stop.
Oh my God. Well, it is a series that can go on for a long time, so
Yeah,
I
it
hope that
can.
we
Yeah,
we can
there's
do it
like,
for a
I don't
long
know. Let's see. Well, I just think Shami does a great job of taking advantage of all of the cool things that you can do when you can rewind time. There's specifically a sequence that involves, you know, a game of blackjack that, you know, if you can imagine the kind of advantages you might be able to have if you can keep rewinding time and doing things over again. But other things come in unexpectedly to change things up. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun to think about. I love the characters. I really love Cole, who's a big part of book 2. She has a different voice. So when you hear Cole in book 1, she's a bit of a different creature than she is in book 2, but that's all I'll say about that.
Oh, intrigue.
Yeah. And
You
it's
also-
fun playing Bree too. She's a sweet little girl. And
Right.
funny.
Yeah. That's something.
Sassy.
Something I wanted to talk to you about
Charming.
as well. Is like, what's it like playing so young for like a character that's so prominent in the book.
Well, it feels like I can, you know, take the mask off.
Be your inner mature age
Yeah.
or immature age.
I can act the age I feel inside. As I drink from my Lisa Frank cup.
That's fantastic. That's exactly what I tell a lot of people, is that I'm an 8-year-old in an adult's body. I love playing video games. I mean, this is why Lit RPG is such a great genre, because, man, I grew up on video games, right? I mean, I'm going to date myself here, but I started with like the regular Nintendo, the NES.
Oh,
And I've been playing games my whole freaking life. Yeah. I'm addicted to video games. I gotta play every single one, and it's so great. It's the Time Marked Warlock has a lot of video game jokes, because obviously rewinding time like Adair does is like having a save point in a video game. So that's the kind of joke that we're going with that, and that's just lots of fun. I mean,
But like the PC version, where you can just go load.
Yeah, you can quick
save
load
anywhere you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it has some limitations, otherwise that would, suck all of the tension out of out of the entire story. So he can only rewind up to 24 hours, and he has to obviously make a save point. But it's still a lot of fun. Still a lot of fun to write. Still a lot of fun to think about. I guess I hesitate to give too many spoilers, but Cull, the mischief spirit in book 1, is very funny. She's very mischievous. In book 2, she has more of a role. She's got tons of jokes, tons of great stuff. So I'm really excited. I can't wait until people get to meet the characters, quote unquote, so that they can have a fun time with them.
Yeah. Justin, go.
Yeah, I have a question actually. So I've voiced some characters in book 1 and a little bit in book 2. But I haven't read the full thing, so I'm looking forward to getting to experience that with Annie's narration and Jeff as Adair. But my question is, have you written a book about time travel before? And regardless, what was your experience writing in time with this one?
Well, I've never written a book that involves literal time travel, but I have written historical pieces. One of my first fantasy novels was set in World War I, where there was like a secret squadron of sorcerers who were fighting in World War I. I have a bachelor's degree in history. I really like history in general. So I'm comfortable going way, way, way back in history. But what I've found is that sometimes it's just it's very archaic. A lot of readers will sometimes read stuff that happened in history and be like, oh, this is boring, I hate that. Or it's just not as fun because it's a little dreary, right? World War I is not as popular as World War II because of how depressing it was. How very pathetic and bad everybody was.
At least World War II had some color, right?
Yeah, well, World War II had tactics, okay? Some really interesting tactics going on. Trench warfare is some of the worst.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, World War II, I can't wait. But there's a reason it's popular. It's also like a really good picture of good versus evil. Whereas in World War I, we had nothing but a whole bunch of combat alliances. A lot of people were pulled into the war for absolutely no reason, over stupid things. Not that I want to give you guys a history lecture, but you understand what I'm trying to say. It's not as fun. So I don't write a whole bunch of stuff set in a historical time frame, but I do like history in general, but more military history. That's more my favorite. If I was going to write a time travel, like a real time travel story, I'd probably do something that involved like the Punic Wars with, Rome and Carthage. And all
Can
that.
I narrate it?
No, I want one.
Okay.
If I did that, that's an if. Currently, my slate is super full with things, all these things that I've said that I will be writing. So, maybe the next project.
More to come?
Are you able to share a little bit about what you've got planned?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be finishing my Arcanist series. It's 2 books longer, and that's the like Pokemon meets Harry Potter series that I'm probably the most famous for, or people know me for. I have a bunch of art of my creatures there in the background. The Frith Chronicles is there, right? Yeah, okay. I super duper love Pokemon like you don't even know. I used to play competitively. I own
Like the
every
card
single
game?
Nice. Go.
yeah, every single one of those games, even though there's no reason to own, the other colored versions. Got to have black and white. Got to have orange and purple.
Yeah,
all those.
yeah.
So I super love that. Super love that series. I'm finishing up the last 2 books in that. It's going to be fun. I have a Fantasy Japan progression series called 6 Words that I sold to Aethon. So
Nice.
they're going to be publishing that sometime in 2025. I know they're producing the audiobook, and I know sometimes you guys work with them with audiobooks, so maybe Soundbooth Theater will do the audio for that one.
Just bug them.
Yeah, I'll talk to Red. I'll see. But yeah, so that's a Fantasy Japan. I used to live in Japan for a while. This is set in like a feudal style Japan where people have magical powers based off of the 6 words that you get to make up right there on the spot. Basically, you get powers based on whatever you say. So, if you're one of those people that's really into invisibility and flight, you can get both of them. But there's a fun twist to this that the main character does. It's hard to talk about without being all the spoilers, but it'll be fun. I promise.
Very nice.
And then obviously I'm doing the Time Marked Warlock, urban fantasy. I've been writing book 3.
Yes.
I really like the series. My husband likes it the most out of all my books, and he constantly bugs me. Like he's constantly like, Shami, where's the next chapter in book 3? Even though I've got all these other books, and he's like, where is it? And I'm like, I'll get it, I swear.
Can you give me any? I feel like I had the opportunity to read the books yet. Wait, no, they're out. Wait, one is out.
No.
None of them
in
are out
print.
yet.
Yeah, one
At all,
releases,
even in paper.
technically,
ebook.
I have some paper books that I have given to ARC readers. So people who get the books ahead of time, who are going to leave reviews on day 1. Right. So I have physical copies of it, but it doesn't release until August 20th.
Right. Okay. So I have some curiosities about book 3, but I don't know if we want to spend too much time on this since nobody's even read book 1 or book 2 yet. But
Right.
I'm so I'm excited to are there any big new characters? Will Bree come back into the picture more in book 3 or?
Yes. Bree, so in the first book, I don't think this is too much of a spoiler because this is kind of a plot point, but not like a major one. Bree gets really inspired to be a warlock because she's hanging out with Adair and she thinks Adair is so cool and Adair does all this stuff. So she wants to be a warlock rather than be a witch. And in book 3, she goes with Adair on another one of his missions, technically. And she wants to be a warlock and he is trying to convince her to be a witch. So she gets her magical powers one way or another in book 3.
And how old is she in book 3?
Well, she basically turns 13, so she's still pretty young. We're not like super fast forwarding into the future.
Good.
Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. I like Bree as a character quite a bit because she's just so optimistic, very happy,
Great contrast. Great contrast to Adair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adair is very, very grumpy, extra grumpy sometimes. But he's a little less like that in book 3. He's a lot more willing to try out fun things.
He's coming around by book 3.
Yeah.
Are these characters based off of people you know?
Not really. I guess Adair is based a little bit off of my husband. But I say only a little bit because my husband is not that grumpy. But my husband is very, he's a really talented guy and he can be grumpy sometimes. So I would say Adair is more like John. Bree and Cull are definitely, they've got pieces of me because frankly, I am very childish and a little bit more sunshine to my husband, to my husband's jadedness. And they're not really based on anybody besides that. A lot of the times when I write books, I obviously every character has a small piece of me in them, but I do think of the stories in terms of like what would be a fun character dynamic, right? So Adair is really only fun as the straight man with everybody else's shenanigans. Enzo is he does have an anger problem because he's a werewolf, right? but Enzo used to be a cop, so they're really good buddies. Cull is fantastic because she also is super optimistic and ready to take on the world and be a human. And it's funny to see Adair give her advice because Adair doesn't care about other people, and he's very anti a lot of people and relationships, and he's not in a relationship. So that's fun. So I make the characters, or I select characters and build them from the ground up based on what I think would be really fun to see together, not necessarily like, oh, I know this one guy, so I'm going to put him in my book.
Right.
I guess that's not as fun. Occasionally, I'll name a bad guy or a mook in the background who's going to die off of somebody I know. On my Patreons, I've said this before to people who follow me on Patreon, if they want their names in my books, that I'm going to make, there'll be like a bouncer at a club or something who's going to get shot or punched in the face because he's a douchebag. Like, that guy's named after one of my Patreon people, or named after a person who I thought was a douchebag in high school or something. That kind of thing. But no, none of them are really based off anybody.
I've got a question for you. So many people, like when you're watching time travel sort of things, love to pick apart the rules. Did you did the rules come first, or as you were progressing through the plot, did you have to go back and be like, ooh, shoot, and then and then create, or did it expand as you went, or did you come up with more of the rules at the top?
Well, I think this is just because I play a lot of like Dungeons and Dragons, or like other tabletops, or even video games. Or maybe it's because I read Lit RPG. I don't know. One of all of these. I really like rules to the magic. That's not entirely true. I do like magic systems that are really soft sometimes, like in a fairy tale or something like that are very like, loosey-goosey, spirited away. What is even this magic system? You don't know. But it's very fun because we're having a whimsical adventure. But if we're going to have like a hard-boiled, somebody was murdered, we're going to catch this guy, we're going to take him down, we're going to use our magic powers to do so. I like to have hard rules for all those types of magic because I like to imagine what would I do in this situation. Additionally, you can't have clever uses of magic unless there are rules to be clever with. If all the magic is loosey-goosey, being clever isn't really being clever, it just kind of happened. But you can be clever if there are rules. If you can only rewind up to 24 hours, what are we going to do with that? If he has to mark the time in order to get this new save point, is it worth it to mark a new save point? Or are we going to, lose time because of this? Just things like that. So I did think of all the rules before I started writing. I also based his magic system, as soon as people read the book, they'll understand. But I based it off of like the chakra circles of a human being. And the chakra needs to be filled with certain types of energies, at least, vaguely in terms of like Buddhist thought and whatnot. So I read up a bunch about that before I made my magic system, and I connected it to the spine because that is also where apparently a lot of energies flow through the body. I thought this was all fun. I have way too much fun making magic systems, so I had I made it all before we started writing because I can't stop myself.
That is so cool.
I love that. There's a fun part where like it's sort of like how do I not give too much away? There's like a food eating montage in book 2. That's really fun. Cull tastes a lot of things for the first time, and she tastes a scallop. And she's like, it doesn't have a spine. And she sort of goes into like part of your magic system, sort of like explaining that. And I kind of love how it just sort of little bits and pieces of it unfold over the course of the series. It's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have it all like, do you have something for fans where they can just like go and look at the whole chart?
In my Frith Chronicles books, which are the Arcanist stuff, the Harry Potter and Pokemon world, I have an entire wiki, like the Frith Chronicles wiki, where all of the creatures I've made are there and all their magical powers are there and what you get if you bond with them. It's actually fan run. I say I have it, but fans technically populate it and fill it up, but it's a website where it's all there. And I have a bestiary coming out I did a Kickstarter a while back, so there's an entire book that's just solid facts
Nice.
of stuff from my world. Like, here are the creatures. Here's oh yeah, you brought it up. You brought up the wiki. Yeah, so there's a creature list here in the wiki where you can just look at all of the many creatures, and yeah, those are all the god creatures I created for the world. There was 13 of them, right? So if you look, there's an entire list of all these mystical creatures. I really like magic systems, and I really like creating creatures, magics, things. I do this all. It's just fun. I know that some people get a little daunted making like a new magic system or something like that, but I really like that. I really like super clever uses of it. So in Time Marked Warlock, he's obviously a warlock. He needs to bond with creatures to get magic, kind of like my First Chronicles, but he has to make a pact with them, and he has to agree to do a task in order to get their magic. And at the beginning of the book, Adair is bonded to Kronos, which is why he can rewind time up to 24 hours. And he's also bonded to Keiko, the Ifrit of Rebellion, which is where he gets all of his crazy fire. And those are very powerful creatures, right? But later he bonds with Kull, who's like a little mischief spirit. And Kull's magic is very underwhelming as compared to those two, but it's still very useful. She can pick locks and avoid cameras and all these sorts of mischievous magical things. The warlocks in my book can only bond to so many people, and certain creatures want to bond to certain cores in your body, so there is a little bit of that. And I guess this is a spoiler, but it's not too big of a spoiler. When he bonds with Kull, the pact he makes with her is she wants a human body. So she doesn't want to be a spirit anymore. She wants to be a human. He agrees he will get her a human body in exchange for being able to use her mischief magic. So that's really fun. That's also really fun from a storytelling aspect if all the creatures have pacts that you have to fulfill. Technically in books 1 and 2, it isn't revealed what he said he's going to do for Kronos, nor is it revealed what he's going to do for Keiko. So I've already thought of those. I've already thought that they were really fun, but they're a little bit bigger and serious. And in the first 2 books, we're establishing, all the people who work in a PI agency, right? So he has a werewolf buddy. He has a mischief spirit. He has a trainee, like an apprentice, right? Bree's the trainee. And technically Bree's father works at the PI business. In book 3, her father is in charge of basically like the front desk, like the reception type of thing. So it's really fun to see his little PI grow. It's fun to see him get new magic powers, to bond with new people. What if Bree bonds with somebody new? What if we find a different type of god creature like Kronos, who, Kronos's ability is so powerful that it's so OP. So what if you found a second one? Like what if you got a different type of power like that? And it's really fun to think about. So I love that kind of stuff.
Excellent. So one question I had was genre, right? So we have basically we're in urban fantasy. I feel the Dresden Files sort of that's the first thing that I think comes to mind for people. But this one also feels, I don't know, probably more noir than Dresden does. I think Dresden is a little bit more about the monster of the week kind of feel than the noir kind of feel. Do you read a lot of noir? And also, just to brag about your cover, that's the same cover artist as Dresden.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Chris McGrath was really great. He does all the Dresden covers. He did this cover. Yeah, I think he did an amazing job. I super love it. I'm very, very excited, clapping hard for that. Again, my clapping hands already. This is more noir because I super love noir as like a tone. I love hunting monsters of the week. Don't get me wrong. There's a murderer in book 1. There's a murderer in book 2. We'll get all the murderers. Don't worry. And technically in book 2, it's like a monster murderer. So that's fun. The noir like investigation or gumshoe type of stuff is just fun to me. Now maybe I'm insane. Maybe I'm elderly. I'm over the hill. Nobody likes noir stuff anymore, but I super love that kind of stuff. So
yeah, me too. Oh,
definitely.
It's definitely my shit.
And it's refreshing. I to kind of touch on this. So, Demon Card Enforcer, I have been narrating, which is written by John Stovall. Your husband.
Yeah, my husband.
Say that to you, but to
I know that
everybody
guy.
else who doesn't know. and being immersed, it also has a very noir feel. No, noir, not noise. Yeah, and I was like, wow, I didn't know I was craving this. You know.
Oh yeah. I love that book. That's probably my favorite of John's books. It's a lot of fun. He made that magic system with the cards, and I thought it was a really fun card system. Technically, he got the cards made into physical cards, he's going to be giving physical cards away. It's like a
Did you
giveaway
just
when
say
the book
we're
comes out.
playing, Jeff?
Yep.
We're playing.
SBTl.
Bring it to DragonCon. We're
There we
playing
go.
this shit.
Yeah, I hope we can. I hope we bring it to Dragon Con, but I haven't talked to John about that yet. So hopefully we do. But so he got physical cards. He's going to be giving some away during the release of the book. Right? He'll be doing giveaways. He'll give away cards and signed books and stuff. And I think it's really awesome. Like, it's a super fun world, and I really love the noir setting there too.
Yeah.
This is more from like a gangster perspective though. So Adair Finch is like a good guy. He's a PI who's going to stop criminals, but technically in John's book, he's writing from the perspective of a criminal who's using his cards against other criminals. So that's also a lot of fun.
It's so cool that they're pretty much going to be releasing back to back too. It's going to be Time Marked Warlock Demon Card, Time Marked Warlock Demon Card.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you guys planned that or if it's just a nice coincidence, but
yeah.
It's already on pre-order on Kindle.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's already got a release date, but it's already, we got the cards. John's technically written book 1 and 2. Just like with Time Marked, he finished these a while ago, so we've got this on lockdown. We got a whole bunch of urban fantasy just coming out. Urban fantasy lit RPG, urban fantasy, just straight up urban fantasy, right? So I'm excited.
We're all excited. All right, well, I think that's about all the time we have for this segment. So, Shami, is there anything else that you want to say? Any questions you have? You can interview us if you want.
Oh my God!
And yeah, go ahead.
Well, I really appreciate all of you guys' work. I know nobody else has heard the audiobooks yet, but I've listened to portions of them when Jeff was doing his work, and they all did an amazing job with all the voices of all the different characters in the background. I hope some of my Patreons, like, their one-off appearance where then they die or something like that. That's fun. Because all the voices for them were just fantastic. I guess my only question would be like, oh, what was your favorite part of narrating, the book? It's so generic, but I would actually genuinely be curious. What was your favorite part? Andy, Jeff, Justin, Ryan.
Yeah, start with Annie.
Well, my favorite part was, I really got into the characters. I just really like bringing books to life. I know that's such a generic answer, but
for my generic question, it's cool.
I love giving those characters life, especially when it's a good book.
Yeah, I think I'll piggyback off that. Jeff said it at the top that, your characters are very rich and very diverse, and so getting to play so many different ones, it was never boring at all. I had so much fun from you've got a massive range. I can't speak to book 1, but book 2, just a massive range of characters, and it's so fun.
It's
I'm going to piggyback. I'm going to piggyback off of that.
You Canadians talk weird.
Sorry, I'm drunk. Yeah, so...
Oh, Shami's high.
Yeah.
We were in the green room together. Anyways,
I'm 8. This is an HR nightmare.
A drunk, a pothead, and an 8-year-old.
Oh my God.
We need an HR department.
Do your job, Shami.
Yeah, I'm the new HR.
Yeah, we were
So-
making jokes
so-
before the show that Shami was the HR was gonna have to be our HR.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
She used to be,
Yeah,
she
that
used
was
to be an
before the show.
attorney. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, Ryan.
So yes,
Oh,
you know,
Justin.
to kind of jump with the idea of like different characters. I even found that playing the same character in the exact same scene was really interesting because the scene was different every time with the time travel going on. Like, you know, coming in as a character being like, okay, oh, all right, I'm playing this character. All right, do the scene, whatever. Next time, oh, I'm this character again. And they're in the parking lot still. Okay, what's going on here? And then I have an opportunity to play the character, but it evolves a little bit as, you know, the mystery unravels, and we learn a little bit more about this character that I'm voicing, you know, for the second time. I found that was a lot of fun.
For me, it was definitely a dare getting basically coerced into helping people by Bree. Bree is such a sweetheart, and Adair just couldn't care less, and so like he just wants to get the job done. He just wants to find out who the murderer is, and Bree is just giving him puppy dogs the entire time, and just being able to play that frustration out. Where I feel that very much.
She
You
did
know, when
a
like
great job.
yeah, I feel this way all the time when my roommate's
Frustrated?
cat is coming up to get petted, and I'm like, oh my god, fine, okay. Give me. So Adair is a delight to perform because he's such a he's got his guard up all the time, but he is actually vulnerable in a lot of ways, and being able to play that game of hiding that when I can, and then having that sort of vulnerability shine through once in a while, and it's all because of a little girl. That's really
Yeah.
sweet.
I'll say the characters were so well described that like I had such specific places that they like lived in my face. So like at the end of sets, I would be like, "Oh, where's my ibuprofen?" And not like in an annoying way or anything, but like like you've got this one character that's like it was described to me as a little bit of a French David from Schitt's Creek, which is gonna be way different than the portly rich man that's always puffing on a cigar and stuff
Right.
like
Oh, you
JW.
so great
Yeah,
with all these
yeah.
characters
Great
too.
job with
And it was so
So
good because they were
good.
saying like it's like Southern meets a little bit of a California accent. I was like, why not? Sure. And so like
You
he's
got a
living
lot of
like
those
here,
French
and then
Davids.
yeah, yeah, it was great.
Oh, and I don't think I've had the chance to hear your Louis, who is the French David, but I'm so curious. But I've heard JW; he's fantastic.
Yeah, love him. All right, so Shami, if people want to follow you, if they want to subscribe to a newsletter of sorts, what's your favorite way to tell people what you're up to?
I have a newsletter. It's on my website. If you type in Shami Stovall to Google, my website comes up immediately. I don't think there are many Shamis in the United States. There's a ton in the Middle East. They're all men. So don't look at those ones. Just mine.
Unless they're clothed.
Yeah. But yeah, I have a personal website. You can go there. I have a newsletter that you can easily sign up for. I am on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm technically on TikTok. I'm not like the bestest ever at social media, but I am on all those places. I email people about all my comings and goings on my newsletter, and I do announce everything on all of my social medias. So yeah, there's my website.
And we'll be seeing you at Dragon Con, right?
Oh yeah. I technically was nominated for a Dragon Award this year, so
Let's
Yeah.
go!
Congratulations.
yeah, whoa.
Which
I feel more
which book or
special
series
by
was that from?
association.
That is for Deathlord Arcanist. It is
Yes.
from I think I'm the most famous for the Arcanist books where people bond with like magical creatures and then they get magical powers. And so it's in the best YA category. So those are YA books, young adult
man.
type stuff. So
There
there
it
it
is.
is. That's the one that I'm nominated for.
Ooh, that's
crap.
a gorgeous title.
Yeah,
Cover is
Gorgeous
fantastic.
cover, yeah.
I'm super stoked. Hopefully I'll
Nice.
win. It is a fan voted award, so people just have to vote. I guess if you're here listening to this and you want to help me win an award, please go to the Dragon Con, or not Dragon Con, the Dragon Award website, and just vote on their ballot. So that's it.
And can you vote without
Right
going to the
now.
con?
Yes, anybody can vote. It's just
Okay,
a
there
fan.
you go.
It's a fan nominated award, a fan voted on award. It is literally just for the fans to vote. So, and there's whole bunches of categories. There's video games, movies, board games. I think the movie I voted for was Dune, and the board game I voted for was also the Dune Imperium. I don't know if people
Ooh,
play
Dune
a lot of
Imperium.
board games.
Yes.
Yeah, but I love
Yeah.
Dune Imperium, the board game. So
Yeah, Jeff and I just got back from Gen Con this last weekend.
and I'm so jealous. I've never been to Gen Con, but I really, really want to go to Gen Con.
Dude, it's very fun. It's very fun. And from all of the authors that we had there, you do well. Even if you want to go as just for fun, but if you had an author booth, you would
Yeah.
sell.
You would kill. You would kill.
Okay, yeah, I would. I want to. It's one of those things where I've got to do it. Hopefully next year. Oh, there I am. Yeah. Best young adult middle grade novel, Deathlord Arcanist. What?
That's so cool.
Wow.
So hopefully I get the award. I'll be there at the ceremony. I'll be on a bunch of panels. I will be at the Lit RPG party that's going to be taking place that I guess you guys are hosting. Can't wait to be at all those things. Hopefully all of you guys will be there.
Oh yeah.
Actually, all of us will
All
be.
of
Yeah.
us, yeah.
Oh,
And it's my first time meeting Annie. I'm so
Yes,
excited.
it'll be
In
our
person.
first time
We've
meeting.
done all the. Yeah, I know.
okay. Yeah, that'll be amazing. I can't wait. It's going to be off the hook, legitimately. My husband will be there too. So,
Oh,
you
fantastic.
know, we'll be high-fiving and making out.
Nice.
Yeah.
All
At
right.
the
yeah.
same time, just
Yeah, at the same time. You got it.
Wow, that's on my bucket list.
yeah. I didn't know it was on there, but it is.
Yep. All right, Shami, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us and talking with us. So honored to be
thanks so much.
producing your audiobooks, and I can't
Thank
wait
you
for
so
more.
much. Yeah, you guys are doing an amazing job. Thank you. I really, really appreciate all your hard work.
All right.
We love you.
Appreciate your wonderful writing.
All right, guys. So we have one more segment for today. For any of you guys who are veteran SBTl viewers, you will know this as the troll poll. And anyone who's not watched this before, you will now know it as the troll poll. What we do is we put a poll on our YouTube channel in our what is it, the social section? What is it called?
Community.
The community section.
Was that God?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
was.
thank you,
Oh.
God.
SBTL God.
Yeah. So
I love you, God.
You're welcome, dudes.
Wow.
Was that Bill
I didn't
and
know
Ted?
God was chill like
Was that a
that.
Bill and Ted
So
quote?
casual. And
Yeah.
relaxed.
So yeah, we put the poll up. Basically, what we want is for people to come to the poll and nominate something for us to tear up, something for us to make fun of, something for us to do stupid voices to, whatever it is that you request. We're going to mangle it and make it unrecognizable for everyone's entertainment. Yeah, I was going to say entertaining pleasure.
Entertaining entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment. Yeah, so today, the winner of the troll poll is... Where are we at? When Harry Met Sally, I'll have what she's having, but it's Boxy and Donut. So, I think it's far more fun for these troll polls or for anything that we do on Soundbooth Theater Live to be collaborative instead of just me. Since I can't be both Boxy and Donut, I figured the most appropriate way to do this would be for me to play as Donut and for Annie to play as Boxy, because she actually does play as Boxy in ELLC once in a while. So,
But it's been a while. Okay, I gotta get you gotta get me
Jaw
started.
forward.
Jaw forward.
right, yeah. Okay, it's like
Okay.
it's not even a hinge. It's like a.
It's not even a hinge.
Like
it's
it's
more
pistons
like it's like
instead
yeah.
of.
Pistons. Right, I got pistons for
Yeah.
jaws. For
Yeah.
but it's not like in a fur.
Yeah.
Can't go to the New York thing. I've got pistons for jaws. There we go.
Yeah. All right.
I'm
so
getting there.
Is Boxy Harry?
I
No,
thought
Boxy's
Donut.
Sally, I
Yeah.
think.
Boxy is Sally. All right. Harry is Donut. All right. All right. So
And
who
where's
else
the
do we have?
scene? Where's the actual scene where? Because do we have page numbers? Because what I
Look,
have is a
dude, look-
script
Look
with
at the top.
123 pages.
Look at this.
Oh, I'm just gonna look at the screen.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. All right. So, wait, what is this? Looks different
Who's
though.
the waitress?
What?
Who's gonna be the
I
waitress?
see something different at the top of my script.
Yeah, there's like a
Documentary
there's like
footage.
a man.
Are we doing
was
all
sitting.
20 pages?
Oh boy, is it all 20 pages?
I think we need to
Maybe
limit
not.
it. Wait, hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna read off of the screen. Oh, it's the wait.
Oh yeah, so we have to go to 10. Scene 10.
I see. Page 10 or scene 10? As Harry and Sally
scene
come in the door. Got it.
10. Yep.
It's gotta be scene 10. What page is that?
You know, sis, I don't know. Mine's all in one long
Downloaded the wrong script, so
Scene
I'm gonna
10.
read off of the screen.
Yeah.
Us having our shit together. Hey,
I
we
don't
made it
know
this
what
far.
you
We're over an
mean.
hour in. Okay, we're doing
Oh
great.
my god!
All right.
All right,
So,
It's
We
our
need-
first day back. Okay.
we need to cast everything else. So I'm playing Princess Donut as Harry.
Yes.
Annie is playing Boxy
Makes
as
sense.
Sally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our
Okay, I
narrator
found it.
is going to be the Venganza guy.
Of course.
Yeah. And then Justin, you can just fill in all the other characters. How's that?
Okay, great. I got it. I think
Your
there's
hostess?
just one. Oh, there's two. There's two.
Okay.
Awesome.
Hostess and waitress.
All right.
Excellent. All right.
All right, are we ready?
We're ready.
Yes.
As Harry and Sally come in the door, a hostess is waiting.
Obviously, you haven't had great sex yet. A table for two.
Right this way.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
He crosses away from her toward the table.
It just so happens I have had plenty of good sex.
This doesn't go unheard by the hostess and other diners. Sally walks to the table, sits down.
With whom?
What?
Have you had this good sex?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Fine, don't tell me.
A long silence. Maybe they both look at the menu. Maybe they just sit there.
Shell Gordon.
Sheldon? No. I'm sorry, you didn't have great sex with Sheldon.
I did too.
No, a Sheldon can do your taxes. If you need a root canal, he's your man, but between the sheets is not Sheldon's strong suit. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I take your line, Dog?
No, you're still
Oh,
going.
I'm still me. Okay.
Yeah.
I love you, Sheldon. Do it to me, Sheldon. I can't get enough of you, Sheldon. It doesn't work.
The waitress approaches the table.
What can I get you?
I'll have the number 3.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of bread will you have?
Surprise me.
The waitress turns to Sally.
You know what I'd like is the apple pie a la mode.
Apple pie a la mode.
But I'd like the pie heated. And I don't want the ice cream on top. I want it on the side. And I'd like strawberry instead of vanilla if you have it. If not, then no ice cream. Just whipped cream. But only if it's real. If it's out of a can, then nothing.
Not even a pie?
No, just the pie. But then not heated.
As the waitress leaves, Harry stares in disbelief at Sally.
What?
Nothing. So, how come you broke up with Sheldon?
How do you know we broke up?
And because if you didn't, you wouldn't be with me. You'd be with Sheldon the Wonderschlong.
First of all, I'm not with you. Second of all, it's none of your business why we broke up.
You're right, you're right. I don't want to know.
After a beat.
If you must know, It was because he was very jealous, and I had these days of the week underpants.
Judges ruling on this, days of the week underpants.
Yes. They had the days of the week on them. I thought they were sort of funny. And one day, he said to me, "You never wear Sunday." He got all suspicious. Where was Sunday? Where had I left Sunday? And I told him, but he didn't believe me.
What?
They don't make Sunday.
Why not?
Because of God.
And that's what broke you up?
Yes.
How many men have you slept with?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Oh, okay. Don't tell me.
2.
You've been with 2 people, and you're telling me, based on 2 people, you know whether or not you've had great sex?
How many of you?
No, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
Is it between 0 and 3, or 4 and 10, or 10 and 100?
10 and 100?
Is it closer to 10 or closer to 100?
The
10.
waitress brings their food. As they eat, dissolve too.
What? Do I have...
Narrator. You
yes.
forgot
Oh, I'm
something.
sorry.
Exterior diner? My
Right.
goodness.
They are finishing their meal. The check arrives. Sally figures out her portion of the bill. She notices Harry just staring at her.
What? Do I have...
You're a very attractive person.
Oh, thank you.
Amanda never said you were so attractive.
Maybe she doesn't think I'm attractive.
It's not a matter of opinion. Empirically, you are attractive.
Harry, Amanda is my friend.
Sally gets up, drops some money on the table, and crosses away. Harry also leaves some money and follows her.
So?
So you're going with her.
So?
So you're coming on to me.
No, I wasn't.
What? Can a man
What?
say...
What? No, that's me.
Sorry.
What? Can't a man say a woman is attractive without it being a come-on?
She stares at him, then exits the diner and heads for her car.
All right. Let's just say for the sake of argument, it was a come-on. Okay. What do you want me to do? I take it back, all right? I take it back.
You can't take it back.
Why not?
It's already out there.
An awkward pause.
Oh, jeez. What are we supposed to do now? Call the cops? It's already out there.
Just let it lie, okay?
She quickly gets in her car and unlocks his door. He gets in the car.
Right. Let it lie. That's my policy. Let it lie.
Harry.
So, you want to spend the night in the motel? See what I did? I didn't let it lie.
Harry.
I said I would, and then I didn't.
Harry.
I went the other way.
Harry.
Yes.
We're just going to be friends, okay?
Yeah. Great. Friends. Best thing.
As the car starts up and pulls out. Cut to a long silence.
You realize, of course, that we can never be friends.
What do you mean?
What I'm saying, and this is not a come-on in any way, shape, or form, is that men and women can't be friends. The sex part always gets in the way.
That's not true. I have a number of friends, and there's no sex involved.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You only think you do.
You're saying I'm having sex with these men without my knowledge?
No, I'm saying they all want to have sex with you.
They do not.
They do too.
They do not.
Do too.
Do not!
Do too.
Duh. How do you know?
Because no man can be friends with a woman he finds attractive. He always wants to have sex with her.
So you're saying a man can be friends with a woman he finds unattractive?
No.
Can't. Can.
No, you pretty much want to have sex with them, too.
What if they don't want to have sex with you?
Doesn't matter, the sex thing's already out there, so the friendship is ultimately doomed, and that's the end of the story.
Well, I guess we're not going to be friends then.
I guess not.
It's too bad. You were the only person I knew in New York.
That was the wrong scene!
Yeah, I was like, I think David's right. I was like, when the fuck are we getting there? Land the plane!
Let's just skip to Boxy having an orgasm.
Yeah, where is that?
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, David, where is it?
Also, I just want to say I'm hearing Boxy. Could I hear Boxy say Wazowski? Annie?
Yes! I was thinking the same thing! That's who it is.
Yeah, that is it. That is it. What's funny is that Billy Crystal crosses over both movies.
Right. Okay.
Guys.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah, what I looked up.
We're gonna have to just skip straight
word
to the
having. I'll have what she's having, right?
I'll
That's
have
what he
what
says.
she's having. Yes. Well, I guess having is a common word.
Shaving. I'll have what she's
I'll shave what she's shaving.
I'll shave what she's shaving.
So what do you do with these women?
Not
He says
guaranteed.
that's the beginning.
David Singer, I am disappointed.
Is the beginning is what he says?
Oh my god.
Did we really skip and then...
No, I thought that it was.
Sally just stares. Oh!
It's a little later, right?
I don't think it's actually in the script.
Oh fuck me!
So it is. If you control F the word orgasm, you can find it.
Oh, good. All right, let me...
Yeah. Sally just stares at Harry.
Okay, let's go back a
Oh,
little
Harry
bit
and
then.
Sally each about to eat large pastrami sandwiches.
Yeah, 39.
That's it.
Scene
39.
39.
There you
Scene
go.
39.
Got it. Okay, here goes.
All right, and scene.
Well, I'm
All right,
not
where is it?
there
Where is it?
yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay, never mind. Unseen.
I'm,
Start with
I'm
interior.
there. I'm there.
All right.
Scene.
Harry and Sally,
No, start
each
with
about to
interior.
eat...
Interior Carnegie.
Yeah, Interior, Carnegie Delicatessen, Day. Harry and Sally each about to eat a large pastrami sandwich.
So, what do you do with these women? You just get up out of the bed and leave?
Sure.
Explain to me how you do it. What do you say?
Sorry. You made God laugh too.
Explain. I have an early meeting, or an early haircut, or an early squash game.
You don't play squash.
They don't know that. They just met me.
That's disgusting.
I know. I feel terrible.
I am so glad I never got involved with you. I just would have ended up being some lazy... I would have just ended up being some lady you had to get out of bed and leave at 3 in the morning and go clean your anderons.
I don't even know what that is.
And you don't even have a fireplace. Not that I would know this.
Why are you getting so upset? This isn't about you.
Yes, it is. You're a human affront to all women, and I'm a woman.
Look, I don't feel great about this, but I don't hear anyone complaining.
Of course not. You're out the door too fast.
I think they have an okay time.
How do you know?
What do you mean, how do I know? I know.
Because they...
Yeah, because they...
How do you know they're really...
What are you saying? They fake orgasm?
It's possible.
Get out of here.
Why? Most women at one time or another have faked it.
Yeah, well, they haven't faked it with me, okay?
How do you know?
Because I know.
Oh, right. I forget. You're a man.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. It's just that all men are sure it never happens to them, and all women at one time or another have done it. You do the math.
You don't think I can tell the difference?
No.
Please, don't be ridiculous.
Sally just stares at Harry. A seductive look comes on her face. Slowly, she laughs into the beginning of what builds to a wild orgasm.
Oh. 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 Oh.
Are you all right?
Oh, God. Oh, God. I shot my wad too soon.
No, you didn't.
I gotta go
Gotta
up from
build
here.
from there, baby.
Just when you thought it was
Yes,
over.
let us right into your boxing.
Okay. Goodbye, future in politics. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, yes. Oh, God. Great. Yes. God, coming. Out. Yes. 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 God, honey. Up again. Honey, up again. Down. Up again. God, yeah, thank you.
I'd vote for her.
Sally finishes, takes another bite of her sandwich, smiles innocently. Hold on, Harry, in shock. And the rest of the customers and the waiters who couldn't help but overhear Sally's performance.
You gotta say the line, Jeff. You gotta say what Billy Crystal improvised.
What? I don't know. I haven't seen this movie.
Oh, you don't know the line?
No. What is the movie?
I'll have.
Take it away, Ryan.
I'll have what she's having.
There you
I'll
go.
have what she's having.
There we go. There we go.
I didn't know that was improvised. I'm assuming it was improvised.
It
not
wasn't Billy
here.
It's not in the
Crystal.
script.
It was a woman.
Yeah, it was a woman.
It was a lady
It was,
sitting in
like,
a
sitting at
chair.
the other
This
table.
old lady was like, I'll have
That-
what
wait, that was the-
she's having.
We were supposed to put it in
It was
as-
supposed
as
to be the
you.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we have our shit
I'll
together, so
have
we
what
didn't do it.
she's having.
No, there we go.
There we go.
All right.
This is an example of our shit together.
Yes. This indeed is an example of our shit together. And that is our show for today. That was our fourth segment. 4 segments per variety show. That's our policy from now on. So thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with us for our very first Soundbooth Theater Live in a while. We'll be back at it twice a month for the next 4 months. I hope you guys had a good time. Tell other
Bye,
people that
everyone.
we're back. Invite them in. Tell them it's a good show.
I hate to just come and go.
That's
Good job!